details, because it really, I believe for the cleaners, it's not good. It's not like they're going to say something crazy, you know, it's just, I need, in my past experience, they didn't move the trash can and clean under it. And that just drove me crazy. And that's why I'm looking for something for another company. And you say it's something so small, so it doesn't take any time to do that. We just have to know what their expectations are. So basically my sales pitch is giving them that specialized service from the beginning. Other companies you are going to find cheaper companies in the market. They normally charge by the hour, and we don't do that because in our 13 years of experience in the cleaning industry, we've noticed that client satisfaction just completely changes when we do it by job. So our cleaners are going to go in and until they finish the job, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that, I believe, is, I explain it more thoroughly. It's a longer conversation of the expectations, the way that we manage client satisfaction with the forms. I give them detail about that. You're going to get a form before every service, whether it's your first service or you're with us for 5 years. You're always going to get that form because we want to know how we can do better. So just giving them that information before I even give them the quote makes them feel so good that then they're just like, okay, guide me through what plan I want.
Okay. So, okay, cool. We'll splice it up to make it look good. All right, cool. So yeah, take us through the sales process when someone calls, please.
Yes. So the first thing that I ask, of course, is what type of service they're looking for, that I just need a little more information on what they need. I tell them that we have different plans, one-times, recurring plans, and that I would like to guide them into maybe what would be their best option. So once they tell me if it's a one-time or a recurring plan that they're looking for, I just jump in and tell them about who we are as a company,
Mm-hmm.
so that they feel comfortable with who they're talking to, of course. So I do tell them that the way that we work, the most important thing for us, our objective is to give them the time back from these cleaning necessities, of course. Give them the time back and give them what they expect.
Yeah.
I also,
So it's like building trust with them, right? So building that trust and then making sure they have a good understanding of who we are as a company.
Exactly. From the beginning, before I give them any numbers, any options, I tell them our internal policies are, we don't work by the hour, we work by the job. So our cleaners will come in and finish the job until it's done.
Yeah.
We have 200% guarantee on our services. We're insured, we're bonded. But what I like to get is what their expectations are in the most, let's say, personal way possible. So I ask them, tell me a little bit about your situation, what your expectation, what your pain points are.
Mm-hmm.
And they go through everything. Of course, you have different types of clients, but mainly that's what opens them up to, okay, this is the difference between Made for Time and the competitors. So they love that we are more personalized, that we have, that we're always looking for their feedback. I tell them what our process is on getting their feedback, all our forms, all the follow-ups that we do, how we reward our cleaners for good reviews. Mm-hmm. So that just really sets us apart from our competitors from the beginning. And once they're done.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second, Laura. So what I like about that is that you're telling the customer right at the beginning of the conversation that we reward our cleaners, on top of paying them, we reward them for those Google reviews, which is important to a company because when, people go shopping, they want to go to companies that they trust, and one of the trusted sources is the Google reviews. So I would like that you set that up in the beginning for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and I tell them about our experience. We've been in everything you've done to build the company. They have to know that we at some point started with an hourly rate, but we realized that no, this is what's going to give our clients a better, much more satisfaction, and get our cleaners to do the best job possible. Why do our cleaners do the best job possible? Because they're happy working with us, because they do get bonuses, because they're not paid hourly, they're paid by the job also. And I think it's good that they get all this information at the beginning. It really depends on if they have time or not, that I make the sales pitch a little bit longer or shorter. But I feel like that is what gets them to when, okay, so now let me get your square footage, and I start with the actual sales process, that they are already ready and all of their doubts are completely clear.
Yeah. So how do you get them to open up about their pain points? Like, what do you have specific questions that you say, like, what did other cleaning companies fall short on? Or yeah, so tell me a little bit about that.
Exactly. I always ask if it's their first time working with a professional cleaning company. And depending on that, I ask them what their experience was, and just to tell me details. What I tell them is also our setup process. So from the beginning, we always ask for your expectations in the cleaning.
So I'm sorry. So something popped into my head again. Again, another interesting question that you ask is you find out if it's the first time they've ever worked with a professional cleaning company, because sometimes, you don't know what you don't know, and people can be brand new to the cleaning industry and they've never hired a cleaning service before and they don't know what to expect. They may expect that all the dishes get done or the laundry gets done or you're organizing and you're picking up. So I can imagine that conversation with someone who has experience versus someone who's never used a cleaning service is going to be completely different. So educating them, letting them know you're knowledgeable about the industry is good.
Exactly. And the client that hasn't worked with a cleaning company before has 50 more questions than the other client. So I know how to guide the conversation a little bit better. And what I think is most important is to clear all the doubts that they have, so that then you can actually talk about square footage and plans and just.
So what do you mean by that? What do you mean by clear the doubts?
When someone calls us, they have so many questions, not only about how you're going to give them service, but what's included, what can I expect, or am I going to have the same terrible experience I had with the other company?
Okay.
So when you clear that from the beginning, then it just flows to where when they go ahead and set up the job. And what I'm finding is really working for us is that, because we're getting clients to commit to recurring services without even trying us out, without and they're also committing to a 6-month recurring service with no doubt. No
That's
doubt
great. So can you talk about that a little bit? Can you tell our listeners how you, I like to say that we have our clients basically pay to become part of our VIP premium services. So can you talk a little bit about how you take them from our deluxe package to our premium service and get them to pay that additional $25 to $30 per service?
Yes.
Okay. And commit to the 6 months.
Absolutely. So I always try to make it as clear as possible when we're done with the questions. I tell them that we have 2 different plans, and I explain just the regular plan, our regular cleaning plan, which is the deluxe, of what we do. I go through their questions about that, and then I if they don't mention, we have some clients that just come in and mention, and they say my main objective is to get caught up with my laundry and I hate doing dishes, or they will tell you their pain points, their main pain points. And if those pain points are additional services, I will always say, oh, okay. So for that, I tell them how we started our premium plan. And I say, actually, we started this premium plan that has the additionals included and discounts because of clients that requested this, because they needed a recurring additional services. So they just,
So what are some of those additional services that they're asking for that puts them into that premium category or the VIP category?
basically changing bed linens, these small tasks of doing laundry, one load of laundry, dishes, organization of a cabinet or closet. What I always tell them is that we're very flexible and that if they don't see something in our a la carte menu, that they can let us know and we will go over it as a team and see if it's something that we can add on, because the whole idea of the premium is to give back to our long-term clients. That's the way that it started. So it's not just us trying to sell them more, but it's giving them back more.
Yeah, give them a little bit of a discount on those extra services that they would be paying
That they
for
need.
anyhow, right?
That they
Yeah.
need for sure. So once you get the pain points, you can, it's very easy to sell them the premium because, oh, it's just $30 more. And they're getting basically one add-on of the simple tasks, and they're getting that 50% off that they're gonna pay at some point.
Yeah, they're gonna end up paying for it anyhow. So you usually don't get any pushback with them saying the additional premium service and locking into 6 months worth of cleaning, right?
The 6 months, they have nothing to say about that. They just say, when I tell them about our guarantee and that we are always asking for their feedback after every service, I guess you build that relationship, the trust at the beginning, and I find that they don't mind at all.
Okay,
I also tell
awesome.
them we're very flexible with the 6 months. We normally don't sign any contracts with our recurring clients. It's just for the offers and the promotions, but we are very flexible. If you need to skip a cleaning or anything, you can just let us know. It's not a problem. So
Okay,
it's also to not pressure them into, you have to have the service or we're going to charge you, because they normally don't, and I believe we give them the best service possible. So they normally don't have a problem with that
all right,
cost.
cool.